Number one, keep control of your affairs during your lifetime, no matter what happens to you. How do you do that? That is done through what is called durable powers of attorney. And you may have heard me talk about this before. You can live your whole life and never need a durable power of attorney, assuming that you keep your capacity, you don't suffer dementia, you never have a time in your life where you can't manage your own affairs. And if you're a lucky person that throughout your whole life, you never needed anybody to sign a legal document for you or to talk to your doctor for you or do anything on your behalf because you were cogent your whole life, you are a very fortunate person. As an estate planning and elder law attorney, what we talk with our clients about is the what ifs. Why? Because we all know that the what ifs happen. We sure hope it doesn't happen to you. But if it does happen, I want you to be protected. I do not want you to have something happen to you and there's nobody with legal authority to manage your affairs on your behalf. What is a general durable power of attorney? What that is that's a legal document you sign while you have capacity, while you're able to do so. And in that you say, if I can't manage my own affairs, I want, for example, my spouse to make sure that my spouse can handle all my affairs. That if we need to sell our house, my spouse can sign the legal document that allows us to sell our house. That if I am in the hospital and I can't talk to my doctors, my spouse can talk to my doctors. You see, what a general durable power of attorney, let's just remove general. What a durable power of attorney does is it allows you to designate somebody who can speak on your behalf if you can't. It's called the durable power of attorney because that document stays in place even if something happens to you and you no longer have capacity. That's the whole reason you want the durable power of attorney. Frankly, everybody wants to be in charge of their own affairs from now until the day they die. Nobody ever wants there to be the time when a durable power of attorney is needed. But we have to protect against that possible threat. So what is that threat? Well, the threat is you lose capacity. It could be a stroke. It could be some form of progressive dementia. These things are not that uncommon. And if that happens to you and you don't have a durable power of attorney in place, this is where the threat comes in. That threat is that the state takes over your affairs. The state, the court will call you a ward of the court, and everything in your life, your finances, your personal care plan, everything that has to do with you and what used to be you were in charge of, you're no longer in charge of because you can't be. You never did a durable power of attorney, so you didn't designate anybody else to speak with you. So by default, the state steps in and takes over your life. And I am not overstating it when I say it that way. They take over your life in that you are appointed as a guardian or a conservator to manage your financial affairs, to file with the court a care plan that says what goes on in your life. If you ever needed to sell your property, the court has to approve it. All of this is paid for by your own money. All of this is very public in that it's in the court, all of these details about your finances and your affairs. It's subject to the court supervision. And the person who is making the decisions that is approved by the court for the rest of your life, that could be somebody that you've never even met before. You don't know who they are. Granted, perhaps the court will appoint your spouse, or perhaps the court won't appoint your spouse. So this is a very invasion of your life. It's very costly. It's something that nobody would ever want to have happen if they could have prevented it. So this very costly threat can be avoided by having durable powers of attorney. You may have heard me say this before. These documents are the most important documents you can have, more important than your will, more important than a revocable living trust, more important than anything else that I can think of. So the durable power of attorney, having one will avoid any state involvement with your life and all of the costs that are associated with that. So that's the number one way that you can use an estate planning tool to protect your assets, is have durable powers of attorney in place. If you have any questions about durable powers of attorney, just pass them on and I will go ahead and answer them.